Well, I got a piece of news that I found out. I discovered. Okay, this came across my timeline, slid across my desk, and I wanted to share with you all on this Monday evening. And that is, did you know? Were you aware they are making Netflix? It's producing a live-action Persona TV show.
Based on
Which
what
one?
game?
That's the question, isn't it?
Oh, it's a
If I had to-
TV. Yeah. It
If I
should
had
be
to
Persona
guess,
4.
maybe 5.
It should be
Ooh,
4.
4? I could.
It should
I
be
could see
4. 4 is getting a remake right now.
Four
It should be
four actually works the best for a TV show, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Mhm.
I
But
agree
here's
with
the okay, but here's the other thing, right? I'm gonna drop another shoe. I'm gonna boot here. It's all a Western production, right? Let me look it up. The people who are on it.
Americanized.
It is all.
It's all American, baby.
Yes,
All
yes.
American.
It's all American.
No Spencer James.
I don't love that. I don't love that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't love
live
it.
action. So it doesn't say which one, but it was made by who's on it. Let me get the information.
I'm scared, man. I'm scared, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That's kind of unsettling.
Yeah, so the producer and showrunner is Sean Levy, Dan Levine, Robert Atwood. So it's gonna be Western. So already prepare yourself for American characters just by default. Okay, mentally put yourself there. That being said, they have a couple routes. They have a couple routes I think they can go.
Persona 2 Innocent Sin.
The Persona stories
Yeah, I
are
know.
really good. The Persona
Everyone,
stories
okay.
are really
Everyone
So-
knows Persona starts at 3. That's stupid. Everyone knows Persona starts at 3.
2 is right there. 2 is right there.
No, I think what they'll do is you have two options. You adapt a game, right? But in America, which for the most part you could, right? Technically, you could do like 3, 4, and 5. All with plots that, while I would say the Persona games are pretty tied up in Japanese culture.
They are pretty tight
very
up
much
Japanese
so.
culture. I agree with that.
I mean, specifically, a lot of like the summons and whatnot are yokai. There's a lot of Japanese stuff, but technically, you could remove the what do you call that? The Japanese setting and apply it to an American setting, right? And inexplicably, there'll be a bunch of Japanese yokai, but you ignore that part, right?
Yes.
Right. And what you could do is you could just adapt one of the Persona games, right? Like 3 has all of them have a pretty good narrative, right?
Yeah.
And all of them have automatically, because of the tarot and because of the social links, come with a cast of characters, right? That you can do American versions of. I don't think it's like a huge, huge deal. Right? If you adapt it 3, there's an interesting story about like life and death and like time running out. And, the nature of that I think you could develop into a narrative that could last for a couple of seasons. And 3 does have the benefit of the fact that because it's split. Persona is split, right? It is split between the outside stuff, which is your school, your activities, all your social links, and the monster stuff, monster fighting. So really, they do have the benefit of not having to do monster stuff all that much.
Yeah.
They really can split. I think actually is pretty good for a television show. It's a pretty good format. You could almost do Monster of the Week, to be honest, if you wanted to.
All the Personas have that benefit. You're right.
But I think 3 has a pretty good narrative. And also I think 3 fits kind of an international kind of flair, because there's like a cold, it's a lot of it's about loneliness. Like, I think it could work, right? 4 is murder mystery, right?
Yeah.
I think that by default fits. Like, you could do a few seasons with a murder mystery, and you could move a couple people around because you're doing an American adaptation. But same thing, they're literally just in a small town, right? It's a young guy who moves to a small town. There's all these things. You probably, instead of televisions, it'd be cell phones, because thus is the times. But you could do Persona 4 And plus the aesthetics, right? I feel like could fit an American setting, right? It'd be
watch
different.
TV. I don't know. All right, I hear you though.
The kids aren't watching TV.
The kids aren't watching television.
It's gonna look all gray
Not
and
really.
muddy.
Man.
You're right. You're right. Because each of them does have a pretty strong color palette too.
Yeah.
Then there's 5, right?
Yeah.
5 would be the most expensive to do.
Yeah, Joker
5,
as a character with like the
5 has the most flair, but 5 does have the benefit of you being able to tie it directly into social issues, right?
Yeah, Fan of Thieves. They're with the smoke.
Yeah. Plus, I think their 5 also had, just if you look at the personas, 5's group of personas is probably the most Americanized compared to like the other 3.
I'd agree with that. The game starts in Vegas.
Yeah, but you could definitely do that. I could see the 5 plot. You could just put that in America, right? Would it be different in some ways? Yes, but you could technically just take their same characters, plop them in America, and you can have similar vibes, right?
Yeah. I don't think anything in 5 is Japanese exclusive. Based on the villains in the story, like you could make it work in America. No worries. Yeah, for sure, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like at the end, you instead of fighting the prime minister, you fight the president.
Yeah.
yeah. They translate well. It translates well. I feel like 5 translates probably the best. Now that I think about it.
So, so I think 5. Like you could do that. Right? That's one way. Option 2, you tell an original story in the Persona universe with a new cast of people, right? That's like. And you get the same elements, but you don't tie it to any narrative. I don't know which one's better in my head, right?
Oh, you know what you haven't thought of? You know what you haven't thought of in 3? There's a Persona game releasing soon. Persona 6.
True.
You could actually treat this series as a preview for an unreleased game. They could do that too.
They're not as a preview, but like I think but like a prequel series.
Yeah,
Don't like I don't stop it. Pause.
It's real, bro. Persona 6.
Don't attach. Yes, but the concept of attaching making a canon live action Persona show that's American is so insane. Yeah, don't do that, folks. Don't do that. I feel like you could tell the original story, because what you need for a Persona story, technically, right? You need like a central gimmick, right? Like a central way that they summon personas. So you could like, I think in 3 it's the evoker gun, 4 it's the cards, and 5 it's the masks, right? Yeah. So you can come up with your own TV budget friendly way to summon personas. And then they have a central mystery at the end. You fight God or a god. You fight some kind of deity at the end, right? Mm-hmm. And you go on mysteries. It can be very supernatural, right? And then you have automatically you have a cast of like at least 21 characters plus the main character with the tarot cards, right? Mm-hmm. Each one of them. So you just meet different people throughout the thing. The main character forms a party of fellow teens, and they do, hijinks and adventures, and then they beat up God at the end. And then you cast, and then you spend the most amount of money. You get your highest budget actor, right? You get your like actual Hollywood actors for 2 people, right? Mm-hmm. The villain and Igor. Because Igor is the
Danny DeVito.
I mean, Danny DeVito for Igor. Actually, for me, I know he probably wouldn't do it because of the last time, but put Willem Dafoe as Igor.
He was Igor once?
Willem Dafoe could kill as Igor.
I guess, but I
he's the voice.
Like Danny DeVito better.
He's the voice.
I like Danny DeVito better. But I understand what you're saying. He has the deep, gravelly voice. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Igor does have a deep, gravelly voice. It's tough to find. Yeah.
But yeah, get a good actor for the villain. Get a good actor for the get a good known actor for Igor.
Not really, because like Igor, the gravelly voice Igor is.
Oh yeah, the P5. I was talking about. Yeah,
because that was like the fake one. Spoiler.
Yeah, but I feel like Igor could. I don't know. There's definitely an element there for Igor. Danny DeVito Igor would be funny though.
Danny DeVito as Igor would be great.
Yeah.
But then again, it doesn't have to be Igor. It can be a different guy. It could be a different
it could be a
Velvet Room attendant.
Or
we need Igor. We need Igor.
Yeah, well, it could be Elizabeth.
Persona to the general public through a show. We need some elements that are consistent. I think Igor's important.
Yeah, but but like I feel like also the Velvet Room attendant could be like a cool like older actress. Get Nicole Kidman in there. Why not?
We come to the Velvet Room to craft personas.
Yes. There's a full AMC intro.
That'd be so good, bro. That'd be so good, bro. That'd be mad funny.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I think there's potential here.
That's really funny.
But adaptations.
I'm with that.
They are inevitable. It's a natural part of life. That reminds me of another adaptation that is coming out that we've heard announced, and that is the adaptation for Absolute Batman as an animated feature. And I hope it's good. It's supposed to be a television show. Let me see. I heard. No, is this right? Is it? I heard it's supposed to be 3D.
Okay.
3D animated.
Yeah.
It might be.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
Might have a similar 3D style to Blue Eye Samurai and like Arcane.
That's
I mean,
I wish. I really wish too. You're right. Oh man, that would be awesome. But you're gonna get Aijin and you're gonna like it.
I'm not mad at Aijin either.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Yes, it is going to be a CG 3D animated series. I don't mind it. I don't mind it being CG.
If it's well done, I'm happy.
Yeah.
If it's well done, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Don't ruin this because the story is really good.
And speaking of that, we're getting to our main topic, which is Absolute Batman. We're coming back for more. We reviewed this, I think, earlier this year. But there has been some developments since the last time we reviewed it. Last time we covered Absolute Batman 1 through 15, and now we are covering the new stretch of issues from 16 to 21. I think we were really hyped about the announcement of the animated series. So we're like, okay, let's go, peek back in, see what's going on. And it turns out a lot is going on in the world of Gotham and the world of the Absolute Universe. So we've assembled a elite team in order to discuss this for the Peak of Fiction podcast. We have Supa O.
Yo, what's good, everyone? Thank you for absolutely being with us here today.
As always.
That's all I got.
Gray the Samurai.
I really gotta say that first chapter we're discussing, that title card of the Joker as an actual card, the Joker on like the top left and the bottom right, chef's kiss. We're gonna have a great time discussing the brand new characters that we're seeing in this brand new Absolute Universe. Let's have some fun.
All right. And of course, Beto.
I am absolutely astonished on how amazing this series can be, and I can't wait to absolutely dig into this.
The puns.
I think absolutely is the only pun we have.
That's the only we all got, man.
Come on,
something different, bro. What's happening right now?
Some absolute mayhem happening. And of course, Bates and us, myself, I have a little bit of experience if you seen my channel of talking about absolute universes. And, we're gonna talk about here. So where we left off last time, I think we left off on 15.
We sure did.
I believe.
No, we left off on
14. Which
14.
was
14 was the last one
14.
that we were. 14, brother.
No, yes, and I read ahead to 15. That's why it happened. All right, so let's talk about let's start this discussion. To give a a short summary of the events previously on Absolute Batman. Basically, Batman arrives in Gotham. He's big. He's bulky. And he's here to stop the people that are ravaging the city. And in the first arc, he fights the zoo, right? The party animals, which are a bunch of psychos who are just killing people in the streets for fun and profit. Run by Black Mask. He defeats that, but there is a larger operation at work, and he's trying to figure out, okay, what's going on, right? And there's a hint that there's a mysterious Joker at play. He teams up with this version of Alfred Pennyworth, who is still a special operative, right? Usually in the main timeline, Alfred Pennyworth was special operative previously before becoming a butler, but this one he still is. And they work to kind of bring down this network. Then on, he fights a series of different battles. He goes up against like Mr. Freeze, who's a weird Wendigo monster who he still hasn't beaten. I want to add this. They never resolved the Mr. Freeze thing. It's still out there.
Who knows what he's doing? Who knows what he's doing?
But Mr. Freeze allows him to discover Arc M, which is like a secret underground, it's an island. It's like a private island where they're doing all kinds of crazy experiments. Then eventually he runs face to face with Bane, and gets absolutely crushed, beaten into the dirt and captured and tortured for months. Weeks to months. It's a long time. He makes multiple escape routes. He finally gets out, but he's been changed, right? They put venom in his body. Yeah. And he continues to kind of navigate. He meets different characters, like an absolute Harley Quinn, who leads a vigilante group called the Red Hoods. Absolute Catwoman shows up. And she is like a thief, assassin with a very mysterious going on. And then eventually he rematches with Bane, who turns into a kaiju. And he beats him. Bane blows up, and Joker kind of laughs at his predicament. And for fun, for a good time, blows up Bane's island, home island, that he was doing all these atrocities for, just because. They hinted a lot of different, future characters, and during one of Bane's rampages to, I guess, break Batman, he decided to manufacture several of Batman's rogues gallery at the same time by personally disfiguring all of his friends. So we have a weird version of Riddler, a weird version of Two-Face, a weird version of Penguin, and Wayland was kidnapped and turned into a crocodile man. So bad times, but they might be getting better. Maybe. That's what he thinks. But unfortunately, we start this new run with the Joker. And it's rough, folks.
It is already out the gate.
It's like, why is he still here in Gotham?
You opened up that chapter.
This was a wild opening chapter. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm excited.
So to give a brief summary of the Joker, basically, it is done from the perspective of Alfred, who is kind of going over his notes, right? He's been on this Jack Grimm case for a while, trying to figure out what's going on. And he's like, well, there's a guy, right? Named, there was a guy who was like this kind of jester kind of character that was on the streets, right? Joseph Grimm 1. And he was like a little jester boy. People laughed and were entertained by him when he was a little clown. And then he turned his act into a performance. And then he ended up buying a theater. And then he became a big businessman, right? and passed it on to his son, Jack Jr. Then Jack Jr. got into television, and then, did a bunch of broadcasting, and then basically a whole lineage of Jacks, later that have all done different things and made different monetary enterprises, leading to our current Joker, right? Jack Grimm 5. And we get this vision of a person who really visually is Bruce Wayne like.
Yeah.
Visually, he has the money, he has the wealth, he has the connections, right? He's built like Bruce Wayne.
This is the coolest part of this character. I love this so much.
Yeah, it's real inversion, right? But then you get the truth, right? And the truth is, well, maybe the little boy was not necessarily an amazing act, but he was leaking laughing gas into the alley to make people laugh, and he was using his research with the Nazis, and he was doing a bunch of other stuff, and he basically comes to one conclusion. Jack Grimm, there is no Jack Grimm 1, 2, 3, and 4. There is just Jack Grimm, who has been around since the 1800s, and has reached some sort of immortality, and is this kind of malignant presence on society. And a literal monster demon, man. This is very important.
It's horrifying.
This story is cut with him stalking this guy through the jungle, and hunting him, only to transform into this like, I don't know, 12 foot tall monster and eat him as a bit.
That's the punchline.
We list a lot, right? The bit is he doesn't laugh. He never laughs. He's very serious. But when he is laughing, you are in danger.
And that's how we. Yeah, this introduction to Joker was wild, to say the least. I've seen the iconic cover of this chapter, like with him going full march. I'm like, okay, maybe this is just like a metaphor as to like what Joker will be, because surely he's not like an actual like no, he is like he's he's we don't even, and it's gonna be interesting to see if we ever do get to see an origin of how he became like this, or maybe that's just because they kind of confirm that magic exists in this world now.
I mean, yeah.
Always magic exists in this world for sure.
Yeah, but I always felt like the apps. I didn't know how connected each Absolute series was to each other until now. So I always thought the Gotham was more grounded in this world.
But was, but not anymore.
Well, okay, I'll say this. As someone a bit of comic book knowledge, right? This is not the first time they have done like the, spooky, mystical, whatever of Gotham, right? As an explanation for what's wrong with Gotham. Why is Gotham perpetually like this? One of the explanations we've had is it is built on like some old dark magic kind of portals and whatnot. There is that element, and I think they have tried to do Joker as like an immortal agent of chaos before in comics, but I don't think it was great in the comics in the original timeline, because it felt very weird for that version of the character to get this retconned onto him. Mm-hmm. But in here, since it's a new universe and it's kind of set up from the jump, it just serves to make him so much more scary and terrifying as a villain.
He's horrifying, dude. I loved. Can I speak to this? This is actually really cool. So like they built him as a hunter. He's like, yeah, he's a billionaire. He has his like quirks, you know. Rich people do weird things on the side, right? That's normal. One of his weird things he likes to do on the side is go to these random islands that he owns. But he owns an enormous number of islands, and randomly, at his leisure, he'll visit a random island and go hunting. Like, what is he gonna hunt? He clearly must be hunting for animals, right? And like they show a scene of him like hunting an animal, like, oh, I got the animal. Yeah. But like then soon afterward, there's a man on the island who's like, oh, help me, please. Been here for decades. I need help. He's like, oh, you need help, huh? I can help you. And the guy's like, oh no, you're not. No, wait. He's like running from him in slow motion because he's an old broken town.
Yeah, it owes a lot too.
Yo, that was wild, bro. I'm not gonna front on you.
And
wow.
I'll say his design's very crazy, especially when he's in full monster form. Because it's I can't stress enough how odd it is. Like Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta decided to be like, you know what? We're actually gonna go extra in a way. And like this shouldn't work. Okay, the absolute universe is kind of a thing where you look at some of these designs and you're like, this is too edgy. Like this is too much, but it works. It fits. Right, and a lesser artist and writer would fail here, but this, I mean, like I said, his size is huge. His mouth, like, it doesn't just like go up. It doesn't go up to his cheeks, right? Doesn't even go up to his temples. Like it goes like all the way up and then curves downwards into his eyebrows. Like that's how wide his smile goes.
There's going to be
multiple teeth, multiple rows of teeth.
There's going to be a point where they have to describe how did this creature just was created, where he came from.
Yeah,
something like Darkseid really hates Batman.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be like an apocalypse thing. It might be that like, I don't know, maybe like Jack Grimm 1 made like a deal with some entity.
Yeah.
How many years ago? As long as Scott Snyder's other work does not pop up here. Because I swear if the Batman Who Laughs shows up or Barbados or whatever, I will be upset. I will be perturbed. But so far, this is really strong. I do like that he has a Batcave.
Yeah.
And a butler and all the other stuff. And I don't think he's supposed to have green hair. Right? Like I don't think like when people perceive Jack Grimm, right? No one ever comments he has green hair. But they always use the lighting and coloring of the scene to make his hair
appear green.
A green, like a really dark, kind of like forest green. Which I think is an interesting feature. That you know, kind of like adds to it. Like it's very subdued. It's very subdued. And then like when you see him, especially when he returns to Gotham, which is the big kind of hook at the end of the thing, like he's back. You know, he's gonna be managing things a little more hands on. He is very serious. You know, very serious and very Batman like. But yes, like, it's pretty good.
Bateman.
It is, which would be like Christian Bale.
Yeah.
You know, all ties back in. So next up, I think we might have our first crossover.
Yeah.
Of the Absolute Universe. Is this the first crossover, Beto?
I believe so. Yeah, from all the from all the comics.
Yeah, we haven't seen any other characters from any other universe in the storyline to this point.
Yep. So we have Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman teaming up. Wonder Woman's a great book. Well, Wonder Woman's a fantastic book. Great art.
Highly recommended for that.
Yeah. And we get a little taste of what's the deal of Absolute Wonder Woman in this book. They do comment in the beginning of this particular issue about I guess Lucius Fox being like, wow, you're back, from wherever. He's still employed. He's still gainfully employed during all of this, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's unlimited PTO. Yeah, really good.
I guess his ability is PTO, but it is wild.
Well, he doesn't take time off usually. They said that. They were like, this is weird. Like you were off like a while. Like what's happening? They're just like, yeah, things. So like he's a pretty responsible employee, but like because he's usually he's doing these activities during the night. Which I thought was interesting.
I don't know how other people are putting it together. Like, I know there's a character that puts it together later on. I don't know how other people aren't putting it together. I'm sorry.
They don't see him as much.
He's so big.
It's a big guy, yeah. But
he's
I think
big.
They only
He's
saw
the biggest
him on
man
television.
you've ever seen.
I mean, like, hey, do you think every bodybuilder is?
If my coworker was like Alan Rickson, okay, and then he like disappears, right? And then like I look on television and there's somebody with the build of Alan Rickson, and I look closely and I'm like, wow, that truck he's driving sure looks like a repurposed construction vehicle. I may have some questions.
Hey, that looks like the truck that we asked Bruce to take.
Yeah, that looks like that truck that like went missing
really
some time ago. Like, what's up with that?
What's up with that? Yeah, that's funny.
We had Bruce take that to the shop, but we haven't seen it since.
That's great.
Interesting.
But he's moving on. We do get the bit where Bruce is really trying to reach out to his friends. Of course, he feels bad that they all got
deformed,
irreparably disfigured by Bane.
This was kind of heavy. This kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie to you. It hurt to watch. It hurt to read. I should say.
Because like it's rough. It's rough because it's.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't call it Bruce's fault. It's not Bruce's fault because it's like
it's not.
But at the same time,
they blame him, but it's not his fault,
right? Because they chose to support him, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did choose to support him, and but at the same time, it's because of his activity as Batman they got involved in this crazy way, this insane amount of blowback towards them, and even though Bruce is Batman. He's like relatively okay, physically at the least. From
physically, yeah,
right. Physically, he's relatively fine, and these guys are really messed up. Right? You have Two-Face. His hair though,
his hair's on point,
bro. He got the. I don't know what happened.
Funny,
but his
bro.
hair,
hilarious.
his hair turned white, and he got like the silk press.
He's
rocking it, dog.
Bro, when he gets that issue,
Harvey Dent with the silk press, brother.
Actually,
level, man. That's
what I'm realizing. He had like short hair.
He did, but not anymore.
I don't know what happened.
You know what happened. Bane happened, brother.
Yeah, the Two-Face is on. I don't know. Like, I guess also when Two-Face was, when Bane was like burning half of his face, he was also like conditioning his hair at the same time.
At the same time, he had like he brought the shampoo, he brought a brush, and just started going.
Barber, give me the Sephiroth.
Yeah,
give me the
Sephiroth. Yeah, he and it's interesting because he has the same color scheme, kind of like the animated series Two-Face, where it's blue, Like the skin, the burn side is blue, and he has like red eye. It's very striking.
Mm-hmm.
And like he does his classic kind of like Two-Face stuff, right? Where like, one side, he's more harsh, and one side he's more forgiving. All this works. I mean, really feel bad for Ozzy because he was in a very bad way.
Yeah, he got the worst of it.
He really did. I don't know why Bane was like, yeah, but you in particular, Ozzy.
No bones for you.
You in particular. But he tries to cheer these guys up, but at the same time, he has not given up on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's for a lot of his friends. He also has not given up on Killer Croc, right? On Wayland. He wants to help his friend, and the whole reason why we had this crossover in the first place is because he wants to find some sort of way to cure his friend. And this is like, well, you know what? I hear that this object that I have, that I don't know how he got this object. I don't know if there's a crossover thing that I've missed for how he got
it threw me off.
The summoning device.
Oh, yeah. You have
it's
to read. It's
explained in a Wonder Woman chapter. You have to read Ultimate Wonder Woman to see it. They note that.
Okay. All right. So he has the device, the doohickey, and he summons Wonder Woman, and it's like, hey, I need your help to get my friend situated. Wonder Woman looks cool, and she's like, well, I hope you're ready. We're gonna go on a little bit of a magical detour, but don't worry, time works differently here, so you don't have to worry about missing work that much.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah, you're probably gonna get into it, but no, I really like their whole dynamic in this. It's interesting to finally see the absolute universe characters create a crossover with each other, and them going on this adventure to get the artifact to somewhat heal Wayland. They have a really funny buddy cop dynamic between each other, especially when they're going around and she's like, and one woman's like, yeah, that's gonna kill you. That'll kill you. That'll kill you. Okay, what about the Cyclops? I mean, that
won't
just
don't look at him.
Don't look at him.
Yeah,
because it'll kill me.
It's rude. It's rude to look at him. Don't. That's disrespectful. That was pretty funny.
That got me.
And then I'm just gonna be here to glaze the absolute Wonder Woman design because it's peak.
Oh yeah, she's fire.
It's peak. Nick Dragotta really knows how to draw it properly, right? Every so often, I feel like absolute Wonder Woman out of all these characters, sometimes you get a crossover artist, especially you'll get a random cover artist. That's like, what are we doing here, folks? What's going on?
It's straight up not
looking. Yeah, they'll draw absolute Wonder Woman basically an anime, like waifu, and it's like, what's hap? Huh? Did you? What? What? This is not it. This is not it. I don't understand. It would be like drawing an absolute Batman as a Bishi what's the word I'm looking for? One of those trying him like one of those like a slender, like a tall slender figure, and you're like, no, that's not absolute Batman at all.
Yeah, a lot of cover artists, a lot of variant cover artists, they draw absolute Batman like a grown man, like a 30-year-old.
That's also true.
But it's no, he's 20. He's in his 20s. He's just built. He's just big muscles.
Strong. He's been working out.
Yeah, but they make the chin look like he's a 30-year-old.
Yeah, they give him all this stubble and gray hair and stuff. They draw him like a Dark Knight Returns Batman.
Yeah.
It's
just
it's not right.
Draw Batman, draw absolute Batman. Okay, it just draws the Dark Knight.
I mean, this work he's in definitely ages him.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
going out, fighting crime every night against monstrosities like this, and you got to go to work on time the next day. Like,
That's next
at
level,
least
man. It's facts.
It's rough.
at least the original Batman had money to deal with his stress. I gotta go to bed bad and wake up bad.
So then we get a bit where basically the whole quest is they're trying to fight a centaur, right? Because centaurs can give them what they need in order to get Wayland back, because the whole gimmick of like his abilities is he can like transmutify like 4 to 2, 2 to 4, like where he can make somebody like a weird mishmash of creatures and then also reverse it.
Yeah.
So to carry on, you get a little interlude of Alfred trying to feed Wayland, who is he's looking very dinosaur-y now.
Yeah,
very, very, very dinosaur-esque.
Not me.
He enters some kind of afterlife state where he has some kind of vision where he sees his dad. His dad gives a little pep talk.
Because the coin's on the eyes.
Yeah, I don't know how the dad ended up in Greek.
Don't
the Greek afterlife.
Worry about it.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how he managed that one, but
he catch a train. Yeah, he catch a train in the afterlife.
So then he fights Acrolus. And they're putting some hands on him. They are putting some hands on Acrolus. They are doing some good damage. He gets knocked off the bridge, but then Batman gets a ride on his cool Pegasus and the cool skeleton horse, Wonder Woman's cool skeleton horse, and gets some damage. He does get shot by an arrow, but Absolute Wonder Woman puts her hands on the centaur. But he's like, "Don't worry, the power was inside you all along, Batman." And when I say that, I mean the arrow that was physically shot in you. I can allow this.
Don't worry, Batman. It's all inside you, right there in your arm.
Yeah, right now.
Right now.
Pull it out. Take it out. It's like, oh, she meant that literally.
Power is inside you as of this very moment.
That was a fun
But he does get the necklace to Wayland, and this does start his healing process.
Yeah,
that was a great issue.
Yeah, no,
I
for sure.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that Wonder Woman Batman crossover. That was actually really fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and also, ironically, might have been like the most not calm. What's the word I'm looking at? Levity. Like this is probably the least problematic.
Yeah, it's probably least stressful. Adventure he's had in a while, actually.
Well, now back to my deformed friends and Jokerman, and then Scarecrow, and then
because now you should fight real Eldritch abominations,
right?
Also, before we go with that, I do want to say there is a crossover between Absolute Batman and Absolute Superman, but it was just like a cameo, and it's like Absolute Superman just like flying through Gotham while Batman's just watching. He just sees it and he's like, not my problem.
I do wonder when they're gonna like meet. Like I am curious what is gonna be the kind of end state, because I know the instinct is like, and then everyone's gonna team up to make the Absolute Justice League, which is like, yeah, that's cool. But at the same time, I don't know, like all these individual stories are so good.
Yeah, I feel like we're never gonna get there.
I kind of almost don't want them to team up, to be honest.
Yeah,
that feels like something that'll happen maybe in like 5 or 10 years time when we actually get more and more Absolute stories.
There's no way DC higher ups are gonna let that happen. 0%. You
don't think?
You bet. Yeah.
in 5 years, they're not gonna be like.
I'll say by next year. By next year, we'll have a I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna have like a Justice League book, like an official Justice League book that they go adventures on, but they will have a big crossover event where Flash and Green Lantern and maybe Green Arrow and Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman all like team up for sure.
Absolute crisis.
I can see it. I mean, I feel like at most we'll get like.
I'm speaking that to existence.
I feel like we'll get like a absolute Superman versus absolute Batman story eventually.
Dawn of
Justice. I don't know how that'll go down, but don't know what they'll be fighting over.
We'll see.
But
time will tell.
Yeah, but Kryptonite Bad Axe though.
That does sound. That does sound tough.
Yeah,
it is funny because like one of Superman's main villains is Ra's al Ghul.
Really?
Yeah, which is weird. All of Batman's enemies are in Superman.
Yeah,
it's really weird.
Did it have
even Black Adam is there.
Lex
Luthor.
Well, yeah. Well, he was past tense a normal guy, but circumstances have taken place, so maybe he won't be as normal anymore. But for a while, he was a normal guy,
a normal farm boy.
A farm boy? Lex Luthor was a farmer. Wow, wow! They really do a good job of taking main character storylines and giving them to the villain in absolute storylines.
That is true.
It's always a good twist. Yeah. So we move on to issue 17, where we have Poison Ivy, absolute Poison Ivy, and it's the body horror is back. You might have fought the body horror.
It is so back.
It's back, folks.
We are so back with body horror. Oh my gosh.
We start with like a cop like going in and then like seeing like these weird creatures being birthed in pods. And then he gets infected, and then it's downhill from there. They call it the Seventh Kingdom arc, which is pretty interesting.
Seventh Kingdom,
where because the Six Kingdoms, and the Poison Ivy's the Seventh Kingdom,
the Animal Kingdom, the
Sixth
Kingdom.
Okay, I mean, if you say so, buddy.
They explained it in the book. This is not me even reading into it. This is me.
I mean, if your theory wants to
say theory, okay.
Sure, if our theories are correct.
So there's a big tree growing in the middle of Gotham, a really big plant super structure. And they're trying to take it down, and Batman is right in the middle with two chainsaws, little chainsaws, carving his way through, trying to fix this issue. And there's already like the cops have been zombie fight, plant to fight. I don't know, because there's a little twist here with Ivy. Because normally Ivy is all about the plants, right? Plants. But this Ivy is a little beyond plants, right? It isn't. She's just not like doing stuff with plants. She's also like kind of, her goal is to kind of like amalgamate all forms of life into like this new super
organism.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
like the lizard.
Kind of. The lizard is more ambitious. So these cops are being transformed into weird plant bug creature hybrids. And meanwhile, while Bruce is like, going for this, there's also a bit where you get more of him trying to reach out to his friends, right? He's that friend who's trying to get the friend group back together.
Desperately too. Like he's
desperately
putting a lot of effort in.
It's tough. Like, you definitely feel bad about it. Because like he shows up to Cobblepot's like, place, and then he keeps getting thrown out by the his goons. He shows up to see Eddie, and Eddie is doing Eddie stuff. Eddie's bugging out. And then he shows up to try to conversate with Two-Face, but he's out of the hospital. No one can really see him. And at the same time, he's dealing with the fact that everyone is kind of latching on to the absolute Batman symbol, right?
Yeah.
Everyone it's kind of grown beyond what he wanted it to be.
Mhm.
He wanted it to be a thing where he was striking out against the rich and powerful and doing this for the crusade, but now it's becoming kind of like a movement. You got people hawking merch.
Yeah.
Get
your
sure
He was not a fan of
here,
that, for the record.
Bat
He was not a
X.
fan of that. He was
Yeah,
not a fan.
because he had because none of those proceedings went to him, bro.
exactly. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
man, I should have monetized
For
this.
sure. 1000%. Where's my cut?
That would sting. That's happened to a few heroes, like in fiction, but like being a hero and then someone else monetizes your likeness.
And you're broke still? Like you
And you're broke?
Bag?
I know.
That sucks, bro.
That's happened.
You work in
That's
construction.
happened to Spider-Man.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
canonically. I think in the Ultimate Universe, Spider-Man's merch was all this merchandise was owned by Kingpin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Wilson Fisk owned.
He owned the
Wilson
rights.
Fisk was making money off of Spider-Man while fighting him.
That's wild. That's
Which is pretty good. That's a pretty good gimmick. That's a pretty good.
Bad funny. Yo, there's no way, bro. Kingpin was making a bag off Spider-Man.
That's the thing. If you're a hero, you got to get in touch with Matt Murdock immediately.
Yeah.
Say, yo, Matt, I'm trying to make sure I own the rights to my license.
He just told you, it's like, I'm not that kind of lawyer.
Yeah, bro. I like
lawyer. Copyright.
You need some kind of representation. But yeah, I need my copyright. You know who has a copyright? Iron Man. Iron Man.
Oh, that's true.
Tony Stark,
Iron Man
bro.
has his. Yeah, Tony's like, he has the copyright.
Listen,
He probably
bro.
is the Avengers copyrighted.
Yeah.
He's probably the one who's making the money. To be honest, all Avengers
Big
merch.
facts.
Yeah.
Hulk merch, Thor merch,
Black Widow
Captain
merch.
Marvel merch, and it's all going to Tony.
Someone should do like the of Tony Stark.
That would be the craziest thing. Like, that's how it goes. Gotta make sure rights are not infringed upon.
Yeah. That's wild.
So Batman's fighting through these eldritch abominations. We get some more Poison Ivy backstory as a researcher, like a scientist who is trying to discover these new things, and also trying to help her mother, who is like very sick, and trying to figure out a way to cure her. And then she started to say, well, I realized I could attach plant cells, right, to like this human kind of thing. And the idea was you could turn people, give people photosynthesis in a way, right? Use the sun to heal. But basically it was always like her work. She increasingly had this idea for this huge unified work, right? As the research went on, it was more of like, and then we'll combine everything, I do think on one end, maybe her scope got a little out of control, perhaps, but basically the businessmen, instead of maybe like going with it or like really helping the research help people, were like, well, okay, yeah, we can split this up. That we can sell this and we can like do this and take this patent, but like we're not actually going to fund your whatever for your big unified like cure all, because that's not important to us.
Bait, can I interject here real quick?
Yeah.
I do love the tongue-in-cheek moment. it's very tongue in cheek, where Ivy says, in another universe, I probably would have focused exclusively on plants for my passion project.
Yeah.
But in this universe,
yeah,
I'm gonna explore every form of life. And I kind of looked at that and I was like, man, you all really nailed. You all really nailed the idea of her being oddly aware of a multiverse.
It's a little bit too I think that's a little too cute. I think that's a little bit too cute. For me, personally.
Like, what? I was like, what? That did make me laugh. It made me laugh.
It is a little bit it's a little bit too winking to the camera.
Yeah, like,
you know.
Plants only in some places, but here, everything. I was like, all right, buddy. Okay. I see what you did there.
They're allowed their one.
And then you get another bit of like Bruce, like he visits Joe. It's the established for he visits Joe Chill every Saturday, to I guess talk or complain or whatever to him. And Joe Chill in this universe is a mass shooter that killed his father.
Yeah,
and kind of set things in motion. So he's trying to figure this out. He continues to fight Ivy. One of the abominations they create is a biblically accurate angel. In a weird way with like 7 eyes, and like wings, and like all this other stuff. That's a great bit. And then somewhere down the line, as he's fighting through it, he runs into Barbara Gordon.
Yes,
ma'am. Yes, miss.
Barbara Gordon, of course. I feel like every time now we get a new Barbara Gordon, she's black. I don't know when the protocol happened. I don't mind, of course, but I feel like it started. First, it started with like what Lego Batman movie.
Yeah,
it's been a couple other places.
Was she black in Lego Batman?
Yeah,
yes,
it was voiced by.
Are you sure you don't mind, Bait?
I think it's cool. I'm all for black Barbara Gordon. It's just
okay.
I don't know what happened where you're like, yeah, she's black now. I'm like, okay, I guess so.
I'm not complaining.
There is something weird. I will say, people are correct. It is weird that like, the easiest people to turn black are redheads. I don't know why. I don't know why they stay turning redheads black.
It's not on Reddit, bro. Where'd you read that?
No, okay.
It's a lot of
like
characters.
I'm gonna break it down. It's just so many.
There's so many.
It's happened so many times. Okay, like Mary Jane, right?
Okay.
Redhead, black. Okay. Ariel, redhead, black. Wally West,
Little Mermaid.
right? Wally West in DC, redhead. Then in the New 52, black, right? We have Barbara Gordon, redhead. Bro, if there is a redhead character and it's a reboot, they're gonna be black. I don't know why. Jimmy Olsen, The Adventures of Superman.
He's
Redhead, now he's black. And also in the Supergirl show, redhead, black. I don't know why. Starfire, redhead, black in the Titan show.
Yeah, in the Titan show, yeah.
I don't.
Well, some people say that gingers. I'm not gonna say it. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it.
I'm not gonna say it. I know what you mean.
I'm sorry, guys.
I know what you mean.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say it. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
One guy.
It's very funny. That's a very funny observation.
And before that one guy watching this goes like, see, I was saying this for generations.
We're not with you, sir. We're not affiliated with you.
Characters.
My grandfather said it. My dad said it, and I say it.
We're not affiliated with that man. Just to let you guys know.
Thank you. Finally, Peak of Fiction saying the truth.
Yeah, it's the truth. I think if I had to guess, if I had to guess, right? Usually,
that's funny.
Statistically, right? And this is my guess right here. redheads usually are side characters in many things, right?
Mhm.
They don't occupy main characters slots in a lot of different media, right?
Mhm.
And if you're filling out side characters and you have a white main character, well, why not put a black person there as a side character? Ergo, you change the redhead character into a black person.
Yeah.
I think that is statistically a lot of side characters are redheads. So if you need to fill space and you want to make your new whatever product more diverse, you're like, well, we'll just take that side character and make him black. And it just happens that it's a redhead. I think that's what it is. If I had to guess.
Yeah. Or they just
Possible.
I'll keep it to myself.
There's a few layers there, but what you're saying is also a possibility.
But that's that for me. I think that's like the most like basic like non-conspiratorial kind of like thinking of like especially if something like DC.
Good job. My conspiracy theory is a lot deeper than that, but I don't think I want to get into that on this.
It could be deeper.
I don't want to do that.
I'm not saying it isn't deeper, but I'm saying if I do a base thing, you know. But if a redhead's a main character, usually they won't change it to black. So I think Ariel is like the only exception, right?
Yeah.
But like Jean Grey, for example, right? You're not gonna get a black.
We've
Jean
never
Grey.
seen a black Jean Grey.
It's not happening.
It's not happening, brother.
It might be coming in the.
Nah, bro, we ain't gonna see a black Phoenix either.
It's not gonna happen.
We're
Sorry.
not gonna see a black.
Well,
Phoenix
yeah,
ever.
I guess as long as we have Storm.
Yeah, we have Storm.
Yeah, that'd be crazy, bro.
I would take a black Rogue.
I was gonna say that.
I'm open.
I was just gonna say that.
I'm open.
But it won't happen, bro. We never seen it.
I'm open for both a black Rogue and a black Gambit. Okay.
Honestly,
I don't
that
know
would be fire, but we'll never.
Well, you're saying Gambit? You couldn't imagine Gambit being like a brother from Atlanta, like specifically
that accent, brother.
Specific. Oh, no, true that accent, but specifically light-skinned Gambit.
Okay, now we. Now we.
You don't see light-skinned Gambit with the curls.
No, I do not.
You're already pushing it. You're already putting that light skin.
Yo, you're talking like Swamp Monkey, bro. Like that's crazy.
Chad, put some W's.
Yo, what we saying? Like I can't, bro.
Let's get
you know what? Like, I'll be honest. Rogue does give Southern Belle, and Southern Belle is not exclusively, a white woman. It could be definitely like a black woman with class, and Rogue definitely gives like, not Rogue, I'm sorry, Gambit definitely gives like, like conniving, scheming, kind of like, you know what I mean? Like swamp guy, which I feel like you could have an iteration that is black. I just feel like we're only gonna get that in cosplay, bro. We're not gonna get that in any official, realistic depictions, bro. Which sucks because I've seen some beautiful, some incredible black cosplayers give Rogue, Gambit romance, and it's chef's kiss. We're not gonna see that in any of the methods, bro. Unfortunately.
No, you're right. But we can dream. You can dream.
We can dream. I agree with you.
So back to think Barbara Gordon's here. Now I want to know one thing about Barbara Gordon. Is her build here. She inexplicably gets like way more jacked in between this and then the final comic. I don't know what happened. I guess after her dad, after certain losses, she started hitting the gym. But she has a certain build here, but like she's basically teamed up and he's like, okay, Batman, we're gonna team up, we're gonna do this, and then Batman's like, nah,
son,
I'm gonna do my own thing.
Interestingly enough, I guess a little bit of a foreshadowing spoilers. If you have been on comic book Twitter, we will be getting a version of a Batwoman, a Batgirl Batwoman, right, with Barbara Gordon soon. And we can see that in order to help her get away, he gave her part of the cape.
That's
with
true.
the thing. And
with
that
the potential
cape
from the
is
spores.
yes, and that cape is part of her own like bat suit design. Like I'll post like I'll share the link. But there is like a design going around for the absolute, Barbara Gordon Batgirl. And
exciting.
the cape is part of the design. So
is this official?
This is where she gets it. It's official. Yes.
Very.
This is upcoming.
Ooh, that's exciting. I like that.
I could see I could see the line to it too. The connection that could lead there.
So we get a little bit more with I guess Jim Gordon and Martha Wayne. They're an item.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Or he wishes they were an item. Let's be real.
Oh no, they're going.
They schmecked.
Going how far is really what I'm going to ask you.
They made it.
I mean, at least they seem somewhat intimate.
They kissed.
Somewhat.
They kissed. They did a kissy.
It was a
face.
kiss, yes.
It was a kiss.
But like,
it was a peck.
Ain't go as far as Thomas and Martha. Let's be real right now.
Not yet. Well, maybe Jim didn't get a chance, but we'll get there.
We'll get there, brother.
So then we're intercut some different elements of Gotham City. We got a big thing with Jack Grimm showing up, so he's back in Gotham. He's living it high. We get the Harley Quinn, and her Red Hoods. We also get Dick Grayson, who really is like, I don't like this Batman figure. I don't like this Batman guy. He's with somebody who has white hair and green eyes, and I'm pretty sure it's a comic character, but I don't know who that's supposed to be.
Which comic was that? This issue again?
I don't know.
This is issue 17. I'm sure that's somebody.
Hold on.
It's somebody. I don't know who they do.
I'll be right back.
The same thing. I was like, this is somebody I'm supposed to know.
Maybe it's Cheshire Cat.
I don't know.
If I had to do a blind guess, it'd be Cheshire Cat.
It was a
I don't know.
Woman with white hair, right?
Yeah, white hair, green eyes.
Oh, it's Leslie Thompson.
Who's that supposed to be?
A little helper in the Batman mythos. She usually is like kind of like she's a doctor. In the main universe and in this universe, she's kind of like a doctor. That makes sense
because there's an emergency room sign behind them in that scene.
He's an EMT. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we finally meet up with a version of Ivy.
This was such a good. This is such a good story part. I love this.
It is, and it's a good subversion too. Of your expectations of like what Ivy is, because she originally she shows up as like a beautiful woman, and then she shows up I guess kind of like a field of different beautiful women that are like they're wearing different versions of like the traditional Poison Ivy kind of like get up, only to reveal true Ivy, and true Ivy is a lot.
Yeah, she's a lot.
True
bro.
Ivy looks like a Resident Evil boss.
Yeah. Full stop.
If
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, like an endgame Resident Evil boss where they've taken the serum and they've started to mutate. That's what Poison Ivy is bringing.
Yeah, she's the kind of boss that you find right after reading a note that says, "Man, I've just crafted the most unstoppable being in existence, and we put them in this cage where they can no longer like harm humanity." Next note, the escape.
Yeah, man. She has a big like arm that has like an eyeball on it. And then like when she attacks, she starts to split apart and stuff. Like
it's weird, man.
Definitely evolves something past human. But we also get a little bit with Martha Wayne being perhaps part of the Court of Owls.
Perhaps, nah, bro. Tell like it is. Come on, Pete.
No, she is in the Court of Owls. Court of Owls is something different though this time around.
It is.
Because Court of Owls traditionally, as we go into issue 18, Court of Owls is kind of a newish. Oh, not that new, because Quarter Owls is what, 2010?
Around there, yeah.
Yeah, a storyline where there's like a secret kind of like organization of like the rich and powerful that have been running Gotham, right? And then they, Batman runs afoot of them. But in this case, the Court of Owls are a group of what? Terrorists?
Mercenaries?
Mercenaries? Freedom fighters? Something.
They used to be one thing, but they become something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Martha Wayne kind of reaches out to them, right?
Yeah.
Because she needs assistance. And they don't like that. They don't like the fact that she reached out. And we kind of leave her on a cliffhanger for like maybe getting shot or not getting shot. We still don't know what happened to Martha Wayne. I'm gonna make the assumption that she's fine. But
she got murdered.
Is this the first Martha Wayne that can throw hands? Well, I guess besides Flashpoint,
that's
Martha Wayne, which is the Joker.
Yeah.
Martha Wayne has never been part of a terrorist before.
Yeah,
this is new territory.
Yeah, this is very new territory. Never seen this before.
Change just her character. It threw me off. It threw me off at first. I was like, "Oh, was this something that was already alluded to?" Like, I don't remember her being. I wouldn't think that she was involved with like as prestigious as the Court of Owls, but it's gonna be interesting seeing her whole storyline with them going forward.
Yeah, she did say that she was one of the talents, so she was kind of like an assassin kind of thing, kind of character. So she kind of like immediately so she probably has some kind of like fighting tactical skills, which kind of makes the whole next part of like another twist of a twist happen again, which I was like, nah, that's crazy.
You think they're gonna have to fight? They're gonna team up, Batman, mom and son. They're gonna play the SmackDown.
I don't think so, or at least not like together. I see it more like Martha's probably has a gun and look at the back, shooting people off of Batman. That's about it. I don't think they're gonna be hand to hand doing like.
They're not gonna go back to back. They're not gonna like fight Joker.
They're not gonna do two.
And Batman's like, he's gonna be like, all right, son, you go high, I go low.
That's crazy, man.
I mean, anything's possible.
Since you were born.
Since you were born, you were birthed for this.
I mean, in a way, we're gonna get to it. In a way, in a way, he was. So we get more of Ivy's backstory. She was in a bad chemical fire, and the only thing that was left for her was this heart, right, with all these different elements, growths, eyes. I don't know. It's a weird looking heart. But the mother kind of was like, well, this stinks, and I'm very sad about this. And then like they kind of seal it up. Now there is interesting. Where she says that she can feel primal colors, right? Green and red and black. And in DC continuity, there's these forces, right? These kind of like natural forces. One of the big ones is called the green.
Okay.
And the green is this kind of natural, like elemental force that is connected to all forms of plant life. Like it's like a cosmic energy, right? So Swamp Thing usually is an avatar of the green, right? Sometimes Poison Ivy is, but it's kind of like this kind of like extra kind of like power that is tapped into. Okay. And then there's the red, which is connects all animal life. Right. So usually someone like Beast Boy, despite being green, which is ironic, taps into the red. right?
Okay.
Like a character like Beast Boy or Vixen or Piranha Beast, like they'll tap into the red.
Okay.
And then there's the black or like the gray, which is like death, right? The natural cycle of like, death and like rebirth and whatnot.
So that's like Dead Man thing.
Yeah. So it's one of those. It is interesting, but so when in this moment when she says like I'm reaching out to these primal forces, they're kind of referencing these concepts which I don't think are in the absolute universe, haven't been said in the absolute universe before, but they're very tied to poison ivy. And since this poison ivy is not just plants, but also trying to incorporate all the kingdoms of life, it makes sense why she's tapping into the green, the red, and the black, like at the same time.
Can I make a statement on this? It's random, but it made me think about something when I read that section, because I love how you pulled in the cosmic elements related to those colors, but those colors also happen to be the same colors associated with Robin, and it made me think about some of the films that we've seen in the past. I think it's Batman and Robin was a film where Robin and Ivy had a romantic association, and I was like, "Oh, okay, is that what they're referencing?" Now,
they're referencing the Batman and Robin.
They could be referencing a romantic connection that Ivy has with Robin. Now, obviously, in this series we're about to talk about, Robin does make an appearance to an extent, and Ivy is not dead. She is not dead. And so there's a possibility of her kind of sensing a connection with one of the Robins, possibly. That's what I came up with. But I like your concept too. I like that. I like the thought process of there may be a connection with each individual color in of itself versus all of them collectively. But I thought of them collectively as having an association with Robin, and I'm kind of curious to see possibly
I would
if
not
your
have
theory
thought that
is aligned or my theory is aligned. But you realize what I'm saying now, right? Green,
yeah,
red,
I guess
black. It's Robin. It's Robin, bro. But we'll see. We'll see.
Gray, you're technically correct.
I mean, I might be more than technically, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
And then we also have this bit where Batman's like in this really heavy fight with Ivy, and we get like another bit of him trying to reach out to his friends and not really working. And kind of Batman is making a decision during this battle. This battle kind of pushes him. And he's like, you know what? I need to evolve, right? I need to grow. And unfortunately, in his head, the way to evolve is to basically cut off these relationships, right? And kind of go solo and like dive deeper into this Batman thing, which in the long run will not go good for him. Batman, I thought you learned a lesson of teamwork when everyone teamed up to beat Bane the last time, but
and teamed up with Wonder Woman.
Well, I guess we'll learn it again. we shall learn it again.
We'll figure it out again.
Very briefly. I'll speak this very briefly. There was more than just like isolation here. There was also him tapping into like a darker persona. And I love the flashback that he has with Jim Gordon, because Jim's like, hey, like, you're telling me that when you're dealing with these challenges, you feel like you have to become something worse in order to push past the challenges that you're dealing with. And I dealt with challenges too, but that wasn't the perspective that I took. But it's clear that Batman feels like more than just isolation, but that he has to take a more destructive approach to how to handle issues and challenges. And the way that it shows up in this Ivy fight is pretty dark. I'll let you get to it.
For sure. We also get a little intercut from some more stuff. Harley is officially integrating herself into the Batman thing. she kind of showed up. It's like, yeah, I'm here now. I'm doing it. Actually, I'm part of the team. I've determined. I'll be the people in the chair, I guess.
This is a very different version of Harley that
I like it though.
Amused, yeah.
Her design's great. Yeah. I wonder what will happen when she, if she ever faces off with Joker at any time.
How old is she?
I know. I doubt there'll be like she'll be like swept off her feet or anything. But I do wonder what the interaction will be like.
Mr. J.
Also, Jack Grimm is out here on the ball, dancing with Latina baddies. It's not fair.
It's not fair. It's crazy.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Should have been me, not him.
I can tell you, Jack Grimm will not treat them right. he will not treat them right. He will literally absorb them from their like life force or whatever.
Oh my.
So Poison Ivy's threatening to launch a big spore bomb, as you said before with Gordon, where Gordon is trying to kind of like get a little fast flashback of not that far in the past, but basically Gordon's like, yeah, I determined you are Batman, because you are 6'9", 400 pounds. I looked on the television and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Bruce.
Pretty sure.
And it's like the only reason your daughter, you're not your daughter, the only reason your mother doesn't know, or hasn't figured it out, is because she's probably gaslighting herself, into not believing it.
Yeah.
Right. She's doing, as he says, Olympic level mental gymnastics to say no, like,
my son is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
My son can't be Batman. That's crazy. Yeah. That checks out.
And basically he finally gets Ivy in a corner, and he's like, well, Ivy, I know you talk a big game, but your big thing that you care about is your heart, right? Your human heart that you still have left over. But you talk a big game about wanting to evolve, but clearly you're still attached to this. You know what? I will, if you destroy the spores, I'll keep that intact. So she destroys the spores, but then he does a very un-Batman move and blows up her heart anyways.
Yeah.
Which I think is what you said about him, like evolving like in this manner or like changing. And like, because for the background, there's like these like special sonic guns that the Gotham PD has to basically subdue her. And she's very mad about it. Like, even though this has beaten her, it's not killed her permanently. I don't think you can kill Ivy in a way that meaningfully matters at this point.
She has no weaknesses.
She'll be back. She'll be back.
She'll be back up.
And then he's like, you know what? You gotta evolve, right? He says, I'm evolving. I'm on my Sigma grind set now. And he does leave Barbara with a mask, and then also she still has a cape, which are the foundations for her own costume later on. But then you have a bit where a lot of the people are like looking for Bruce, right? Mm-hmm. And they're expecting Bruce to check up on them, and he's not there, right?
Can I briefly? I'm sorry. I super quick.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Barbara Gordon's reaction to Bruce attacking Ivy's heart after Ivy shows humanity, but Batman does not? That is, for me, that was a wild moment where Ivy's like, you've offered a deal. I accept the deal. And Batman, you said it's a very un-Batman move, and I agree with you. Batman's like, yeah, forget your deal. I'm going to nix your heart anyway. Don't even care what I just offered. Let's get rid of that. And Barbara's like, huh? What?
Because usually, like, your standard Batman move is you would do that, and then, like, he'd have like the heart or somewhere stored somewhere, and say, in time we'll try to fix this, right? But he's kind of pushed. He's pushed. He's just getting pushed more and more.
This is not your average.
The walls
Batman.
are kind of closing in. And I'm sure this decision will haunt him. 100%. When he has to encounter like Super Saiyan Ivy, later on, plays Ivy with the Zenkai boost. And he's like, "Wow, I really probably should have showed you a kindness."
Yeah.
That will be an issue.
And it will be what he deserved at that point, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But right now, he's not like in that mindset.
Yeah, don't worry.
But his friends are like, he's not checking up on them, and you have a bit where Eddie is like looking at the camera for him to be there. He's not there. Ozzy is expecting him to be at the door, to show up. I think they say Two-Face is no longer able to practice law. And in fact, Harvey's connection to Batman means that a lot of his cases got like thrown out.
Yeah.
So some of the people he put away is back all about in the street. So it's kind of like it's a rough spot all around. Wayland though is he appears to have gotten his human body back.
Yeah, he's doing A-OK
for the most part. And then in the saddest thing, his mom calls him, and he's like, "Delete message."
Yeah, it's pretty
just like, all right. I'm like, okay, bro. All right, bro.
Yeah, that was a little bit like too like, bro, you didn't have to do that.
Yeah, that's what I called for, man. Your mom's
teenager Bruce. I don't want to talk to you, mom.
Delete message.
Delete message.
Block her number.
I don't want to hear that.
That was truly the most probably the most edgelord thing he's done.
Yeah, super edgelord,
yeah,
bro. Facts, bro. It's super facts.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about mom. Get out of here, mom. I'm being Batman.
Alexa,
can't you tell I'm Batman? I'm Sigma, mom.
Back computer, play My Chemical Romance.
So now we have the next arc where would you believe it, things got worse?
Whoa, what?
What?
It's not proof.
Not me, not little old me. You telling me things got worse?
When we're getting the introduction of one of the most terrifying villains so far, which is absolute Scarecrow.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he calls himself the Straw Man. This guy is deranged.
This is someone you don't want to walk across. Especially
because on one hand, he's decidedly not like human.
No.
In a weird way. Like he has these button eyes that have been like stitched on. Right. All this scarring, like a sewn mouth that's like carved into like a smile. Like all this other stuff, all this very strange stuff about him from the jump.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's wearing a suit. He doesn't wear shoes. And he's like always around. And it's unclear what his powers are. Right? Because on one hand, you could say it's fear toxin.
Mm-hmm.
Which is true. That is true. But he's doing something else. He has something else going on.
It's like the opposite
besides
of Domino.
I think he does his he like knows people. Like he does his research like on people before I confirm them, and then he uses the toxin and just push them over the edge.
Yeah, but what about the crows, man?
Yeah.
Crows are just there for aesthetic. Yeah,
no, they're not there for aesthetic.
He got them there.
There's more going on. He's right. There's more going on. There's more going on with those crows.
There's pets,
I think they're used.
And it's like a Lucci situation, with the.
Yeah, because like he had this bit, this initial bit where they introduce him and he's weird and messed up. And what I like about him is whenever somebody says like whatever like preconceived notion somebody has about him, he disagrees with them. Where they're like, oh, it's probably a mask. And he's like, yep, you got me. It's a mask. You know, like what's about this? Like, oh yeah, you're right, 100%. And he goes to these two farmers, and he's like, hey, by the way, your friend is getting with your wife. And he's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, this must be some sort of prank. He's like, yep, it's an internet prank, 100%. And then at that moment, they get a message, like, he gets on the video on his phone. And he's like, oh my word, my friend is sleeping with my wife. And I think beforehand, he blows like the smoke into their face, right? And then they start like going like the guy starts like getting angry and starts getting violent. These are brothers, right? These are actual brothers. Meanwhile, his crows, which you were whistling to, fly into a biplane, like Rodor, and like through a window, right, to like crash this plane. Just meanwhile, so the brothers, like the brother who got cheated on, like he kills his other brother, and like I think it's like a corn thresher.
Yeah. He drives over him.
Yeah,
with a corn thrasher. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like, and there's a moment he's like, maybe we can save him. Maybe we can like recover the situation. And then Scarecrow's like, yeah, but what about the plane? And the plane that got crowed up immediately crashes into it. And he just killed like 3 people.
Yeah.
For no discernible reason.
His introduction, low-key was giving me just JoJo vibes. Like this feels like an antagonist.
It's a stand.
It does. It does.
Like even like the mannerism. Like you just acted like him agreeing with them being so nonchalant about it.
Yes, especially when someone does like a villain will do like casual cruelty or malice.
Yeah.
To like a random person.
And then and then
almost like when like kind of like in part 4, there's a bit where I think Kira like just like kills that couple.
Yeah.
He just follows that couple home and kills them just cause well, no, it wasn't just cause, it was cause his urges, but still, like every so often, like someone will just be like, yep, he has the aura of a main villain.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
but
he does.
Yeah,
but he's a second in command. Like he's a side villain.
Do we think so?
And
I feel like he
maybe
who knows? There might be something.
I will say this.
He was like, I don't know. He didn't agree with that when it was said. Because Batman said, yo, you're second in command, bro. Like you're answering to this other guy. He was like, do I? Okay.
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Because like it's odd because like unlike Joker, who does have like a human mask, he is just an entity.
Yeah.
He's purely an entity.
Yeah.
He does not try to be anything else. He is kind of like a horror villain, like in that way. Kind of like when you think of like a villain from like one of the movies, like I don't know, like the Babadook or something, where it's just like, oh, that's just who I am. I don't hide. I don't have anything else. Yeah. That's just I'm the straw man. I do what I do. I think that's very interesting. And there is, I didn't discover this myself. I will say, old man, I found this online. But there's if you go back to like the very first like kind of couple panels with Joker, in them, you'll see that he's accompanied by a man in a brown suit. Like in the background. Like in one of his earlier bits, right, where he's like at a beach, there's a guy in a brown suit that's holding like an umbrella for him. And so he's always been there, basically.
I've always been there.
He's always been there. He's always been around. But this is like his big debut.
Actually, I could ask it a bit later.
But you do get this.
Well, I guess
you do get this main bit with I guess once again Batman doing his thing. He has like a new vehicle. He's like flipping cars, and he's like causing a little like mayhem and chaos.
Gyro?
The Bat Gyro. Yeah.
Bat Euro.
And once again, how the construction site. You're like, what's going on? What's going on here? Right? And like, Batman, Bruce suspiciously taking 4 tires, loading these tires into the back of the truck.
Where did these things go? Oh.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Like, I'm taking it to a different site. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. No one needs to know.
And there's an interesting bit where he's using like the Red Hood. So basically, he like drives the car down an alley, and then like a pit crew, the Red Hoods jump out and like dismantle the entire thing and like put it in vans and like go away. And then he can just put on like a random like outfit, like an overcoat, like a homeless person, and like blend in.
That is very strange of just having a pit crew, like not even like a, I don't know, hiding spot or something. Just you use what you got just to get rid of that car.
Yeah, Bruce says it's the fakest. I don't need people.
I don't need people.
Yeah, Mr. I don't need friends. I don't need allies. Being like, but also, can I get like 20 guys to like jump out and like do this for me? That'd be really swell. So Wayland, he's loser. He looks more like traditional Killer Croc now. But I'll say, yeah, he looks more like traditional Killer Croc. And I guess he has the arrow tip that he got from Bruce, and he's becoming more of a guy and less of a crocodile. And then Bruce is like, yeah, but I'm not gonna work together. I think Wayland now is like, I want to bring everyone together, but I think Bruce is gonna reject it, and then all the different elements, and he's like, nah. He's like, I'm happy that you're it's working for you.
Yeah.
But like, we're doing this on our own. We get this intercut with flashbacks of like, I guess there was a period where Bruce, because of the big match that I think the last arc where they established that I think Wayland was supposed to take a dive in a fight, and instead like they bet the money on Wayland and he won. But now there's a bit where the mob is like, yo, that money though, that money that you bet, you're gonna run this. You're gonna run us that cash. So he's trying to they're trying to figure out the situation, and Bruce basically has to work with the Falcones for a bit, right? He does a little stint in jail, and he has to work with the Falcones to kind of pay off this debt, and he's in this kind of like awkward position, and like Gordon is trying to like bring him out of it. And that's kind of like working in the background. And meanwhile, you have this bit where they do a little acute thing where Harley's like, oh, we have a bat signal now, but it's like an app or something.
It's like that. Yeah, it's like that app thing in like Spider-Man 2.
You're right. It is like the Friendly Neighborhood app.
Can you pet my dog? Can you take my dog out somewhere? It's like, no, that's not what I do.
But yes, so like, and you have also Jack Grimm. He's like making his charm offensive. He's really being Gotham's son. And he meets up with Gordon, and Gordon has these series of files that he doesn't want to give Bruce. And during this time, he's acting weird, like very odd, right? You have a bit where like he starts to take a cigarette out, but then he's like, actually, I don't want to give you the files. So he starts to set them on fire. But then he like lights himself on fire by mistake, and he doesn't even realize it until like Bruce points it out to him. Right? All these crows or ravens start showing up like in the vicinity, and it's like a real like weird stuff is happening, right? Gordon says like burn them, right? And the crows start to show up, and it is unclear if the crows are real or not, right? Because he's interacting with them, but it's unclear because like Bruce doesn't feel like he's reacting with him. He's just looking at these notes. He's like, what is this? What does this all mean? And then Gordon like jumps from the roof. Bruce tries to save him, but like the coat, he slips out of the coat. Like he has a thing where he like you get a big panel where he like hooks on the coat and he pulls it up, but Gordon's not there. And Gordon's like dead on the ground. And then it's happened in such a way where everyone's looking at it and he's holding the coat. Gordon's on the ground, and it's like, did Batman just kill Jim Gordon?
Batman murdered Jim Gordon.
Yeah.
It's gruesome
it's
way.
Interesting new concept there, right? Like you think you were gonna get that Batman and Gordon talking about a case, but it just
that is a classic. I will say that's a classic hero trope of like everything lines up to like the hero just conveniently holding like the murder weapon, and the person's dead on the ground, and everyone's like, but I didn't do it. You know.
He's a murderer.
So
Scarecrow's also
everyone
staring at him in that scene too.
Yes. Yeah, Scarecrow is aura farming. From across the way.
There's something with those crows. I feel like it's like an auditory thing, or
I don't know the crows, but like the crows appear to be physical, right?
Yeah,
they seem to be, or at least
but
mental.
maybe they aren't. Maybe they aren't. I don't know.
Maybe they're a mental entity and they're appearing in the mind of the victim.
Probably.
No way to know, right?
Well, I'm trying to do something to make it sound like it's like a trick of the mind, I guess.
It might be a trick of the mind. I think it might be actually.
Mayor,
just with like the sound.
Mayor Hill, everyone's favorite shill mayor, is like, you know, like, oh, Gordon was the best. We love Gordon. In fact, Gordon was like, Harold, I'm glad you're mayor now. Which is wild to say. But then we get Absolute Deathstroke has arrived. And he's messed up, folks.
He is.
You know,
he's seen some better days.
He has seen some better days. This is the Deathstroke that is like, he has the same number of limbs as Darth Vader. Which is none. It appears that he lost his legs, he lost his arms, he lost his face.
Yep.
You know, and everything that he does is a projection that he kind of puts on to the public, where he like literally before he goes out puts on his face, you know, applies his thing, because like by default his face is like shrunk in such a way it kind of looks like the Deathstroke mask.
Yeah.
Right, in a way. But Slade Wilson is like, he's a war hero, and he's like, you know what? We're gonna finally do something about this Batman once and for all. We got the Robin program. And this is where we get all the Robins. And when I say all, I mean they put in all the Robins. We got Tim Drake, we got Dick Grayson, we got Jason Todd, we got Duke Thomas, and Stephanie Brown. All here. And they all been trained in different combat and weapons and this and that. And they all have their own personal mech suits to fight Batman.
Which is a strange.
It's quite different. It is.
Yeah, it's quite different.
It's quite different. This is inspired. I would have never thought of this. I would have never said, okay, we're going to introduce the Robins as antagonists. How we're going to do this? Give them all mech suits.
Yeah. just complete mech suits. And I'm like, okay. What, especially all of them. I'm surprised. like Stephanie Brown, Tim Drake.
Yeah.
All these characters just like they all have like a different origin.
Yeah,
and
Jason
connection
Todd,
to Batman.
It's all very different.
They're all different.
We get more of Jordan. We get more of Joker in his Batcave. That has a giant penny in the T-Rex.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Why does he have the giant penny?
You don't know?
What exploit did Absolute Joker do that would get him the giant penny?
I stole all the money.
This is my question.
I stole everything.
Because usually he fights, it's either a Two-Face thing or I guess like a penny plunderer thing. That's why he has a giant penny. Batman does. Why does he have a giant penny? But he does. And then he also, of course, he has his baby, his weird baby suit where he gets his power. It's his thing.
It's pretty gross.
His source.
It's pretty gross.
The source of life.
And then he's very guilty. He feels very sad the fact that Gordon died. The allies he has left with Harley Quinn and Alfred are literally breaking down the door to try to get to him. But he is in his full emo mode, trying to do everything on his own. Waylon goes to see Nigma, who's in pure Riddler mode now. He is connected to a big computer, and he is wearing a suit with a bunch of question marks. I feel like the Batman villains they're getting their costumes. They're becoming more and more of who they traditionally are, but not. Right? They have not taken an extra step yet, but they're beginning to be that way. I really like Riddler, though. Riddler's really cool.
Yeah, Riddler's great.
You have a bit where, Two-Face is trying to right the wrongs. He's feeling really bad about people who got out of jail, and he wants to kind of settle his things. He's flipping the coin. Like I said, his hair is glorious. It's even longer. I don't know how he's growing it. I don't, but he's doing
it. Just depends on the time,
And then, Penguin is doing his thing. He is armed to the teeth. And Wayland, he is mostly a pert guy now. He does have reptilian eyes, but he's mostly a guy.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Two-Face's coin is the same, results
double-sided
when he flips. Yeah,
maybe
it's like you live or die, or there's a new consequence if when he does the flip of the coin. I don't know. Are they still gonna go with dead or alive, or some kind of other thing?
Then we have Bruce. He tries to see Joe Chill because he's trying to figure out what's going on with him. Because he's starting to piece together what the files are meaning. The files are kind of putting together a picture that his life may or may not have been a bit. It may or may not have been a big joke. And he's trying to figure it out. And he's trying to contact Joe Chill. But that is when Scarecrow, our farming, as he does, shows up. He shows up so cool. He's on the bed, just smoking the cigarette. And as before, people will say, "Hey, is this the truth?" He's like, "Yeah, maybe." He describes himself as a straw man out for a walk. Batman tries to reach him, but he's through the bars. He can't do it. And Joker makes Joe Chill kill himself. Then give him the information, right? He just makes him.
Joker does?
Not Joker, sorry. Scarecrow. Makes Joe Chill kill himself.
There you go. Yeah.
He's wild. He's crazy. Also, you see a little bit. He's stitched together. His mouth is stitched. Everything about
his neck is stitched. His face is stitched.
Yes.
He's a mess.
He is a mess.
Scary. Just the image of this kind of character.
Then he just disappears. Once again, I don't know what his power set is because he's in the cell, okay, and then some crows show up, and then he just vanishes. from the cell. Straight up. Like
4 farms away.
He is he may have Itachi powers. We have not. He may have Itachi powers.
It's not confirmed, but it might be.
So then Batman goes to fight the Robins in their mech suits and their giant mech suits. Jason Todd is the biggest crash out in the group.
As always.
Who is like, I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna shoot Batman with my big gun. And like it's cool that they are able to get like the Robin personalities in here. And I'm also glad Duke Thomas is here. You know? But they try to battle Batman, but Batman is that guy.
Yeah.
And he's able to defeat five people in mech suits. And Dick Grayson is like, I don't know about this whole thing because we just blew up a city block. And I
thought we were going to be...
Yes.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be better than Batman, yet we're doing the same thing he does.
Harley does help bail Batman out with her drones. And then we get a little bit of Barbara Gordon, who is jacked now. Like crazy jacked. I don't know. She got so jacked in between, but she is like, she's huge. And I guess she's ready for her role as her own hero. And the different Robins are there. And it's like a real kind of like what's going to happen next. But I think this is a really good setup, right? The characters are kind of entering like their final states, right?
Yeah.
Where you get the bits with Wayland, Two-Face. They're all in different costumes. Riddler even has like a bowler hat that he wears. And they've all done things and taken steps, right? Where like Penguin has killed a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Two-Face.
With a Tommy gun.
Yes. I don't know if Two-Face actually went through with it, but he wanted to kill like the Victor Zsasz of this universe. And of course, you know, Wayland is very close to crocking out at any time. So each of them are kind of in their spot. And then Bruce is contemplating life in existence, just standing on that beam. And then
push me to the edge. All my friends are dead.
And then Jack Grimm shows up.
Like a boss.
Looking very Bruce Wayne like, as always. And being like, yep, that's me. Bruce Wayne tries to punch him and ain't happening. That strength difference is immense. You know, he just blocks that shot casually.
Just like, no.
Let's not make a scene here.
And, you know, what they get into, what was established is Bruce Wayne as an entity, right, as a hero, is a project that Joker put together, right? Joker created Bruce as like an antagonist for him, as a funny bit, right? He engineered the circumstances that would create Bruce Wayne to be Batman. And he's like, ooh, I have a little I got a little guy I can fight. You know, from time to time. I can send people after him. That's really fun. And this is unhinged. I don't think I've ever seen a direction like this for a character. I'm sure there's been something like this, but like your entire life is a lie.
Yeah, it's
but because
brutal, man.
You know, I'm doing this as a bit.
For my only entertainment. Yeah.
He's been hunting men for sport for so long. He was like, I need a challenge.
Yeah, I need a real deal. And now he's like, actually, yeah, like he quotes like the thing is like, I want to do this dance forever. Like, it's me and you, man. Like you don't get to and there's a bit where Bruce is like, I'm not afraid of you.
Yeah.
And then he half transforms, and it's like the boo, and he falls back.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you're not dying. We're not done yet. This is not finished.
It ain't over till I say it's
Yeah,
over.
it's not over till I say it's over. We still got more time on the clock, brother.
Yeah. I love that. I love this line. He said, Batman is not yours to end. It's mine.
It's mine.
It's mine. I'm the one who gets to decide when Batman dies, not you. You don't get to decide when Batman dies. I'm like, yo, that's crazy, bro. This dude is super nuts.
You know what's kind of like? Actually, it's like a Megamind. From Megamind, where like he had done everything. He had conquered, everything. There was no Metro Man. So he's like, well, I'm gonna build a Metro Man.
Yeah.
So I'm not like bored, anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't think Joker is gonna go for the same character growth that Megamind does. But there is that bit of like, yeah, I kind of did everything. Like, and if you look at other Absolute stuff in like Absolute Evil, Joker is like at the head of the table of like the entire kind of like evil society. So he's already done it. Everything's kind of like already set up for him. So now he's like, well, I got to make more challenges because this is not he's not sustaining me.
No, yeah, he's just very like, very evil, very dictatorish. I don't know if that's the word, but he's very controlling, and I feel like it's gonna get even worse as the series goes on.
But that is where we end off with the Absolute Batman, like the current run, with a little hint at Clayface coming back up. But yeah, I would say this has been a pretty good run. It's been a pretty good time. Like I would say I already enjoyed what we covered last time, but this just continues to get better over time.
Yeah, this series keeps getting like crazier and crazier with immense twisted ideas on the actual like Batman mythos that we've already known. I would still call it a little bit of juvenile because of how different it is and how insane the art is, but it's still pretty entertaining.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, any closing thoughts on Absolute Batman?
Yeah, I'll share a few. This story's great, man. This story's incredible. This might be. And I was talking to some coworkers about it because they were like, "Oh, like what are you reading?" Because I was reading this all day, and they were like, "I'm reading Absolute Batman," And I was like, "Man, we're getting the animated version of this," and I was really saying, I think HBO Max or whatever they're calling themselves these days are going to do a great job with this because they're not worried about censorship. They're not worried about making it PG. I think they'd have the freedom to express this story in the way that it's designed to be expressed, and I think that's what it really needs. That's what a story like this really needs because it's a very dark iteration of Batman. Like we're talking like really wild layers of body horror, right? We're talking a deeply disturbed iteration of Bruce Wayne. We're talking a lot of layers here, and I think overall, I'm really excited for it to get an animated release. This might be one of my favorite versions of the Batman storyline. I'm really impressed with it, and I'm pumped. I'm pumped to see it finally animated. I think it's going to be a really great way to expand it to the masses, so they can experience Batman in his darkest hour.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Beto?
Yeah, I think I've already said what I said. Is just like it's really interesting, juvenile, and pretty bombastic. It's like the most insane iteration of Batman we've ever seen, and how quickly it's becoming so popular. It's just insane to know that it with 21 issues, how insane it is, and I can't wait for more issues and also a good money spread, because I just know that this issue is literally Batman issue number 1. It's a gold mine, I would say, at this very moment.
Hey man, I got my issue number 1. Okay, I got that.
We're both flexing our own copy, our own prints. Like, yo,
for me, yeah, the series just keeps getting better, and it's just refreshing. Like every time that I feel like, oh well, this is like, it has not gone stale yet. I've yet to hit a circumstance where I'm like, oh well, you're just repeating it, or oh, you're just doing like the boring option. It always feels new and cool and innovative, especially for a character that's been around for like, I don't know, like what, 70 years or something like that. The fact that you're able to do like this new take that still feels like Batman, is pretty incredible. So I'm excited to see what happens next.
Yeah,
but we will leave it there for today. It's quite late, but hope you enjoyed the podcast. And if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. We will cover some more stuff in the future. And we'll keep rocking and rolling. There's some cool stuff happening.
We'll rock and roll to your
catch
hearts.
y'all soon.
Catch y'all absolutely soon.
Thank you for the support. Thank you for watching. We love you.
All right. Peace.